The terrorists in my head are Egyptian American. The terrorists talking in my head. There are Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists talking in my head, and they're constantly trying to keep me in a state of shock, so that I can't see what's going on around me, because the technology that they're using, it captures, like, it, I guess it scans all the people's faces that I encounter, and it'll and I guess it provides everyone that I've encountered on these records that are produced with the telepathy technology these terrorists are using to quote unquote investigate me, and they keep me in a state of shock. So it's like I can't even look in any direction. Like I'm so, like, I'm in a, like, this weird, like, hazy place. Like, my mind is clouded. It's weird. And now they're playing with my face. They're pulling on my muscles. They've dehydrated my face. I hate these bitches. I want them sentenced to death. They're Egyptian American Muslim terrorists. I want them investigated the same way and sentenced to fucking death. Look at what they did to my hair. They're murdering me and my daughter. And my daughter's watching, and they're depriving her. And I can't stop doing this because I've been sentenced to death so badly. I don't want to be talking about shit, because those are the women that had kids with these fucking piece of shit. Okay, they're spoiling their children while they're depriving mine. They go outside, they act normally, they go to work, they get glammed up, they go enjoy themselves, and then these bitches go back to this house and they start talking in a computer. They talk through this computer into my head. They're fucking psycho bitches. I want them in fucking caskets where they fucking belong. I know who's looking for them. I want them in Canada. It's the U.S. government. All kinds of people are. They're done. It's not even looking for them. They want a record like mine. They want a record like mine. Someone who doesn't have a record, clear as day, doesn't do drugs, has a great family, comes from entrepreneurs and doctors and what have you, and they want to make it obvious that these bitches are responsible for causing brain damage, for trafficking, for raping to death, for depriving their Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists, so that they can keep the records that they have, or that they're produced with these technologies. And I don't make sense because he's playing with my head. They're constantly playing with my brain. They're talking in my head and they're playing with my brain. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. I want them sentenced to death. They're serial killers. They're talking in my head. They're serial killers. They don't give a shit about my daughter. Fucking trash. They don't want me being honest. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists talking in my head. They're serial killers. They're murdering me. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists talking in my head. They're hurting me. They're hurting me. They're hurting me. They want me to spiral and not fucking have fun. I want those fucking bitches in fucking caskets. They're spitting in my head. They're spitting at the computer. They're making spitting sound. And at the same time, it's an attack. They're like electrical shocks to my brain. He keeps saying, fuck you. I want him to fucking die. In front of his fucking kids like the bitch that he is. I love you, baby.
Love you.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I have my backpack and my stuff.
Give me a kiss.
No.
Come on, you were leaning in for a kiss, liar. I saw you.
Oh my goodness, you're so cute.
Hi, babe.
Give me my stuff.
Come on, give me a kiss. The bitch talking in my head keeps saying, get the fucking picture. They're trying to see it. They want it to seem as though I'm the aggressor. They're talking in my head. They're saying, get the picture after they did this to my hair. And they wanted to laugh at me.
Love you, bye.
I love you. Give me a kiss.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you, bye.
I'm gonna wait for you. They're talking in my head. What they wanted me to do was be too embarrassed to say that I hear them talking in my fucking head. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists talking in my fucking head. I want them sentenced to fucking death. I want them to fucking die. They're fucking such trash. They're hurting me. They're hurting me. They're hurting me. They're playing with this muscle. He's pulling on my muscles. He's pulling on my muscles. They're Egyptian American Muslim women. They're hurting me. They're hurting me. They're hurting me. They're hurting me. They're murdering me. And the bitches murdered Mark and Jacob Iskander. They murdered 2 kids! They murdered kids! And they're talking in my head! And they're talking in my head! And they're talking in my head! I want those bitches to die! Ah! They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. They're talking in my head. They murdered kids. I want those bitches to fucking die. I want those bitches to fucking die. I want those bitches to fucking die in front of everyone, God. I want them to die. I want them to die. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. I want them sentenced to death. They're talking in my head. They're abusing my daughter. I want those fucking bitches in caskets. They're talking in my head. They're talking in my head. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. They're talking in my head. The bitch is talking in my head. She's like, you're gonna die looking like a retard. I don't fucking care. That bitch is fucking dead. Fuck that bitch. She's a fucking orange. Just talking in my fucking head. Fucking bitch. I want them investigated using the same fucking technology. And I want people to ram those bitches' heads against walls. They are fucking trash. They murdered Mark and Jacob Iskander. They murdered Daniel Atkins. They murdered Bernadette Oloskov. They murdered David Basile. They're talking in my head. They're talking in my head. They're Egyptian American Muslims living in California. Talking in my head. They're talking in my head. I want those bitches to die. They're talking in my head. I want those bitches in caskets, please. There's nothing ripped my heart out. They're murdering me. The Egyptian American Muslim women. They're in California. I want those bitches to die. I want them to die. I want them to die. Yeah. They're trying to get me in a car accident. I have to cry. I want those bitches to die. They're dirty tramps. They don't want anyone gorgeous. They don't want women more gorgeous than them. So they'll pluck their hairs out, or smarter than them. So they'll destroy their opportunities, or they're talking in my head using a war weapon. And the bitches need to be there now, because now they actually have enemies. There are African Americans, okay, in the United States that are very wealthy and very powerful, that want these bitches sentenced to death for genocide. They've committed genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, human trafficking, sex trafficking, drugging, raping, murdering, drugging. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. Karen, spelled Cairene, means natives of Egypt. That's why the hashtag Karen went viral, and it was of a crazy woman, because the bitches talking in my head are actually, they're Egyptian American Muslims, and they're actually fucking crazy. And they're playing, they can control your body. And what happens is that the government, if they permit you to use these telepathy technologies, they comb through it to make sure these bitches didn't human traffic anyone. So they found a way to manipulate it so that they could disguise when they traffic people. But when they caught on, they started to, the government started to get involved in all of these people's affairs, either calling them into court somehow so that they can call off the investigations of these individuals. So the terrorists in my head just went crazy and started murdering people, because they're trafficking people for money. I mean, that is like the bare bones of all of this garbage. And now they're talking in my head. They have to commit crimes to stay where they are. Nobody's going to share any secrets with them. Not how to block it, not not how to get access to the records, not how to hack into someone's head. And these bitches don't know how. They're talking in my fucking head. They're talking in my fucking head. So the fucking whore bags need to fucking, they need to stay in the position of having money so that they can watch out to make sure that no one is after them, and they want to make sure that no one ever gets to that level, that status, until they can protect themselves. And these bitches are sitting talking in my fucking head. All they fucking do is abuse people. They're getting sentenced to death one way or the fucking other. And they're like, nobody fucking wants you. You're a useless bitch. You're this, you're that. We retarded you. You're an ugly bitch. Ha. We made your hair fall out. You're 40. You can't get a man. Why don't you just go do drugs? Go find you some stupid piece of shit. Go fucking have sex with him. Catch fucking AIDS and die, bitch. That's all they keep saying in my fucking head. And when I'm trying to work, they abuse me. They retard me. When I'm trying to learn, when I'm trying to work. When I'm coming in, my daughter is being deprived. And the bitches that murder people are in front of people looking like normal people, but those bitches are so fucking sick in the fucking head. They're fucking sick in the fucking head. They stabbed a Palestinian boy 26 times. And they're laughing at how crazy I sound. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. I want them sentenced to death. It's that I'm here, and if I keep making it clear, I hear them in my head. The government is gonna say, hey, if she's hearing, like, why let her defame Muslim Egyptian Americans? Why let her posts? Why let her and then she's collecting Social Security, and she's been sick, and people are witnessing. If she's fucking lying, why don't you guys bring it forward? So they don't want me saying that I hear them in my fucking head, because the fucking whore bags are like, they're occupying the line or the channels to get to me. The bitches are talking in my head, and what they want to do is say, fuck you, whore bag. And then somebody's walking by, and I'm like, fuck you. And like, they do deliberate shit like that. And it's like, and then I have to pretend like, oh, or well, what they wanted me to do is pretend like I was on the phone. But I'm not doing that anymore. Fuck them. These bitches are so fucking sick in the fucking head. Like, one of their terrorists, like, they carved someone pregnant. They carved the baby out of her stomach, and fucking the woman that they trafficked to carve the baby out of her stomach wanted to act like it was her baby. If they were to pick up one finger of mine to commit a fucking crime, the bitches, they will have their fucking heads. I'm gonna give them everything they want. I want to give the government every fucking thing they want. I want them sentenced to death. I want the men sentenced to fucking death. And it's not like they're not all there. Because they're going to say, well, hey, if it was just one of you, why can't we hear the other ones? And if it's just, these bitches they're crowding up in a house and they're talking in a computer into my fucking head. They're Egyptian American Muslims. I want them sentenced to death. They're going to want to know why didn't you come? If that's the case, then let's say it's not, and then they're gonna start to discover more of their whereabouts, because I think some of them are still somewhat disguised. So this is a real pickle for these fucking bitches, and they're abusing the fuck out of me because I'm not gonna fold. They're fucking done. The bitch said, one of the bitches, their Egyptian American Muslim fucking terrorist, said, me and my daughter my kids are dead, like no matter what, because what they want to do is make sure, and then probably they most likely, these bitches try to get their people's kids before, so the way they fucking do it is they'll find somebody that either they'll make claims to that's a drug addict already or has some kind of a history, and they'll take that person, they'll traffic them, and it'll seem like they never wanted anything other than drugs, so that anybody in between that does get Social Security or does get anything like that, if they were to traffic them and those people were to end up doing drugs, right? They're being drugged rather, but the way it looks to the public is like they're drug addicts. Then they don't hear the voices in their head. They're being controlled nonetheless, and they want to turn around and say, oh, those people that you gave, they're taking advantage of the system, and they're the ones who are taking the money. These bitches are Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. I know this doesn't make sense to people who don't know, but to the people that know, they're talking in my head. I want those bitches sentenced to death. Aside from my mom and my dad, I've never felt unconditional love. I have never not been abused. I have never got dressed up for anything. I've never been respected by anyone because of the terrorists talking in my head. I'm always talked to like I'm and honest to God, I'm like one of the most interesting, logical, intelligent, beautiful people. And the bitches talking in my head are fucking whorebags, murderers, terrorists. They're fucking sluts. They're murdering people's babies. I want them sentenced to death. They're frauds. Every so often, I just like to glance at people's faces, get a good, because they keep my mind so occupied. Because like I said, all these people that I encounter are on this record, and I mean, this is all like for them. It's a game. Like they don't want me anywhere where there are like good like are healthy people. But and I'm not gonna go out of my way to go like be in people's faces. That's weird. I mean, but when the opportunities present themselves, I do, and when I'm out, I'm out. I want everything that I see, everything I hear recorded on on their record, and then I want to layer it because they're talking in my head right now. They're pulling on these muscles. And when he's pulling on these muscles, he starts laughing. Because I want them sentenced to death. And so when they start to feel like the horrors that they are, they gotta cheer each other back up because I'm such a fucking awesome fucking person that at times I get to these bitches flat out. Like, I don't give a shit. They know they're fucking bitches. And I'll get to them, and it's like one of them will like recalibrate them into this like psychotic mode, and it's the women typically, because it's like, well, oh my god, they want us to die, so it like gets the men all riled up all over again. Swear to God, they're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists talking in my head. And since they're doing that, might as well, like, I don't, what the fuck do I have to lose? Look what they did to my hair. At first, it was like, Renee, everybody's hair falls out. Now my family doesn't know what to say. And when I tell my mom, there are terrorists talking in my head, I don't know what to tell her. Like, she doesn't know whether to believe me or not, because it's weird what I'm saying. They're playing with my face. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. They're talking in my head. I want those bitches sentenced to death. They're pulling on these muscles. I want them sentenced to death. I want those bitches sentenced to death. You hear me? They're ripping my hair. They're ripping it right now. Look what they did here. They stretch so they'll make my head swell, so the hairs that they made fall out that are growing back in will stick out. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. I want them sentenced to death. They're talking in my head. If they weren't, then those bitches could easily go take whatever records they have, and they would have gladly showed everyone that I was out of my mind, but I'm not. They're terrorists talking in my head. I want them sentenced to fucking death.